got ready for Texas State. That game started off kind of like South Alabama game, except we led the entire first half. And then the second half, they got the lead, and we had to come back and win the basketball game at the end, which was impressive. I was proud of our guys. It was a gritty effort. We stayed the course. Jordan had 19 and 9. Greg had a huge game for us and got big bucket after big bucket down the second half. Our defense was really good in that game, the best it's been in a while, and it's something we've really worked on, and we were excited to see it come to fruition a little bit. But we had about a 7.5-minute stretch in the second half where they didn't score a field goal, and they only got maybe 17 for the game. So felt like we did a good job there, and we're excited to make history. I mean, this is a storied program, and to do what we did is pretty impressive. We talked about the 8 of 10 a lot in this room, and we're done with it. So now we can focus on the next game. The challenge will be to continue to play well while we're home and continue to play like we did the last 2 times we took the Cajun Dome court against Southern Miss and Georgia State. So that'll be the goal moving forward. Proud of Jordan Brown, got nominated for the Oscar Robertson Award. He and Kinsey were the only two from our league that got nominated among the 50 players nationally. That's quite an honor for him. This week, turning the page, we start Coaches vs. Cancer, which I'm actively involved in. And we will wear suits and sneakers this week, and we'll be honoring some people and looking forward to the games against Troy and Georgia Southern. Along those lines, I plan to pledge $100 for every 3-point field goal the Cajuns make this week, and I would encourage people to jump on board and give to the American Cancer Society. And Coaches vs. Cancer has been good. I've been really involved with it the last probably 8 years, and it's something that is dear to all of us. So we're excited about that opportunity. Troy has a good ball club. Scott Cross is an excellent coach. Remember, we beat him in the semifinals of the conference tournament. They're a little bit different. Last year they had maybe 14 or 15 guys. He played every night. And this year they've cut their rotation down to about 8 players. And they've had good success. They're tough. When they shoot the ball well, they're really good because they're always good defensively. And I could see a game similar to the one we just played, maybe a little bit more high scoring, but a tough, grinded out type game against Troy. A lot of respect for them. And then on Saturday, we have Georgia Southern, and Brian Berg has done a tremendous job there. They're off to a quick start, and they'll be tough defensively. They've got better guard play than they had a year ago. So we'll look forward to entertaining them on Saturday night at the Cajun Dome. I want to encourage all our fans and students, come out and watch this team. They're exciting. They've done a lot of good things. They've made history already, but we've got bigger things in front of us.
How much of a relief was it to see Greg come out and play like he did Saturday after, a little bit of a touchy moment on Thursday?
Yeah, it was good. He didn't practice Friday. He just shot a little bit, no contact, and then BJ said he was good, and he came out and hit a 3 for us early in the game, just like he did at A-State. And then the thing I was encouraged by, the second half, he drove the ball to the basket. During the timeout, we were struggling a little bit. Everybody loads up on Jordan, so we needed to get some drives, and we just drew some stuff up in timeouts, and Greg was able to get the basket a couple of times and finish. And then he hit a huge three-pointer in front of our bench that gave us a 3-possession lead late in the game.
Kind of going off of that, do you feel like this is what you expected out of him? Do you feel like he's kind of stepping into that role that you expected him to play in when the season started?
Yeah, absolutely. He's playing like an all-conference player. It's what we told him at the beginning of the year. You can have a season like Frank Bartley had as a senior. Frank wound up being Louisiana Player of the Year, first-team All-League. And Greg is so unselfish that he hurts himself at times just by being a total team guy. And we encourage him to shoot more, and he's been doing that lately. But he and Jordan have really carried the load for us, and then along with Jalen Dalcourt. But he's doing exactly what I thought he could do, and what we recruited him to do. Just like we talked about Joe last week, all these guys. We do a really good job evaluating our players.
Coach, when you look at the challenge, you talked about the challenge of playing at home. What are some of those challenges you think you guys have to overcome just to stay consistent and keep winning?
Just keep working, keep our head down and keep working. You know, I used to tell Alfred and Sean all the time, it's all about the work. And if we continue to prepare like we have and be like professionals, this group has been locked in. They have tremendous camaraderie. But we just have to continue to be professional about it and realize that we just don't show up and win. The team that plays the best is going to win. And we have not played our best in a couple of weeks, and we're looking forward to getting back to playing really good basketball.
During this, kind of going off of that, what is something that you would like to see a little more of from this team to kind of keep things going?
Well, we got to take a little bit better care of the ball. We did that the other day. I thought it was huge in the game against Texas State. We said we need a low turnover game, and we had 8. And we just threw the ball away about 4 of those 8 bad passes that we couldn't come up with. But besides that, free throw shooting's got to improve. We struggled for the last few games, and we're a much better free throw shooting team than we've shown. So we've got to start making them and get off to a good start. You know, Terrence Lewis, a 90% shooter. In the last 2 Saturdays, he missed, 4, I think. So we've got to do a better job in that area, too.
Coach, you've been, that's not the first time that y'all been shooting well most of the year, outstanding. But you've had a couple games where you haven't shot it well, and yet you still won. What have you seen on film that y'all were able to do that maybe in other years when you didn't shoot it real well, you didn't win? What are y'all doing better outside of shooting it so well? Well,
the last game, just what we talked about, 8 turnovers to their 14. You know, that helped us. And then we've been rebounding the ball at a high clip. We got out rebounded by 1 by Texas State. And then free throws as well. You know, it's another thing that we've got to do a better job of. We've got to be better defensively. But there are going to be many more games like that one that we had, and we could have one Thursday. So we've got to continue to fight through and get a little bit better defensively, and we had a good start on Saturday.
Coach, Troy leads the conference in 3-point attempts per game. What's kind of the defensive game plan to kind of, slow that down a little bit?
Well, we'll try to limit their opportunities for sure. It's difficult. The teams we've played, and you guys have followed us, but the teams that we've gone against, for the most part, have been toward the bottom of the conference in 3-point field goal percentage. Yet against us, they hit some and get confidence, and we've given up too high a percentage over the last few weeks. So we'll have to focus on running Troy off the 3-point line a little bit and make sure we're engaged, because that's the great equalizer. You know, they lost their all-conference inside player. He went to SMU, so they don't have the best or the inside game that they had last year. They don't have their best player back, but Zay Williams is a heck of a player, and he's an all-conference candidate. I like him as a person, and I like him as a player. I think he's good.
In terms of Mike, has he missed enough games now where you're starting to worry, like the more games he misses, will he be able to really impact like he was before?
Yeah, well, he played Saturday, right, and did well. So he's was getting back into it. He had a couple of turnovers, but we've got to work him back in. I mean, that's part of my job, is to get him playing at a high level again, and then we need Kobe to come in and impact the game, and we're going to work on that with him as well.
Is that easier to do at home?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Kobe was pressing a little bit when we went to Coastal, I think, and, he's wanting it to happen fast, and he's been patient for a long time, and it's going to happen. We certainly believe in him. Our players believe in him, and if he gets out there and gets enough minutes, he's going to contribute and impact winning for our team.
To add on to that, once Kobe, gets back in the rhythm and that full potential is kind of unlocked for him, what's the limit for this team?
Well, we're trying to win the regular season first. That's the first goal, and I've challenged the guys to be the first undefeated team at home. That's a goal as well. That's never been done here. And get to the NCAA tournament and win games in the tournament. I mean, that's our goal. So we're going to continue to strive to meet those goals.